So you can see I've gone ahead and cut up my templates. I've positioned them and I'm going to stick them on in a moment. I've also got my wool ready. I've got my needle threader, needle and scissors. These peel and stick templates are so easy to use. You literally peel off the backing, place them down where you want them to go, and if you're not happy, you can reposition them. They're very sticky, so they work really well. To remove them at the end, all you need to do is rinse in warm water and you'll notice that they disappear. So now I'm happy with my design, I need to thread my needle. So I need my needle threader and my needle and then my chosen coloured wool. I'm going to do my love hearts in this gorgeous pink berry. I'm going to take a length of wool that measures from my hand all the way down to my elbow, roughly about that long. To thread the needle, place your needle threader into the eye of the needle and poke the wool through the needle threader hole and then pull it away. We're going to start with the hearts. They are super easy to do. You're going to do 2 lazy daisy stitches, both starting at the bottom point of the heart, creating 1 loop and then 2 loops. You can fill them in if you like, or you can leave them as they are. Let's start by bringing your needle up from the inside of your jumper, coming through at the bottom point, leaving a tail so that you can tie up at the end. Wind your wool so it doesn't separate. Clasp it under the thumb of your left hand. Take the needle back down at the point that you just came up through, and then pivot the needle and bring it up at the top point of the heart. That's going to create a loop. You can see I'm inside my loop. I'm going to pull through, and that gives me the loop shape. I'm now going to go back down through the same hole that I just came up through, but on the outside of my loop. We've created one side of the loop, and now we're going to create the other. Come back up through the same point at the bottom of the heart and pull through. You can see I've pulled it a little too tight, so I'm going to loosen it off because I don't want it to pucker my jumper. Make sure it's not too tight on the inside. Loosen it off if it is. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, clasping it under my left thumb and going back down through the same hole, creating a loop. Pivot the needle and bring it back up inside the loop at the other edge. I'm going to secure it in place on the outside of the loop, back down through the same hole, and that gives you a beautiful heart shape. Now if you want to, you can continue with 2 straight stitches to fill it in. Come up at the bottom and go back down at the top inside the loops. Do the same thing on the other side, being careful not to catch the wool inside the loop, and then come back down at the top. That gives you a gorgeous heart and your jumper customised by you. Now we're going to make sure it's nice and secure so it doesn't come undone. You're going to turn to the inside of the jumper and you're going to tie 3 knots. Once, a second time, and then a third. And to neaten it off on the inside, we're just going to weave the remaining tail under the stitches, trying not to go through the jumper. Now do the same on the other side. Rethread your needle and weave the other tail under the stitches, trying not to go through the jumper. Then trim the ends, not too short because you don't want to risk your knots coming undone. That's the inside of the jumper, and that's the outside. You can continue with the other hearts, but I'm going to show you how to embroider the bows. I've cut my thread this time and I'm using the Candy Floss pink colour. It's roughly about 2 arms length long. I'm going to rethread using my needle and needle threader, poking the wool through the needle threader and pulling the needle threader away. Now we're ready for the bows. It's very similar. We're going to be doing 2 lazy daisy stitches coming from the centre and 2 straight stitches, and then 1 straight stitch over the top. I'm going to turn my jumper and I'm going to bring my needle up in the centre. I pull my wool through, leaving a tail on the inside. Always leave a generous tail because you want to have enough at the end to be able to tie it off. Now, clasping the wool under my left thumb, I'm going back down through the same hole I just came up. I'm pivoting the needle and coming up at the edge point of the bow. I'm inside the loop and I pull it tight. I'm going to secure it in place by going back down through the same hole on the outside of the loop. I'm going to pull it tight to secure it in place. I don't want to pull it too tight, however, because I don't want to pucker the jumper. We're now working across the rib and it needs a little bit of stretch, so therefore it needs to be slightly looser. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side now, coming up in the centre point, pulling my wool through, clasping it under my left thumb, poking the needle back down through the same hole, pivoting the needle, coming up inside of the loop and pulling tight. Again, not too tight. Secure in place with your holding stitch on the outside of the loop, going back down through the same hole. Now it's time to do the bow tails. We're going to come up at the edge and a straight stitch back down in the centre. Pull the wool through. Again, don't over tighten. Do the same thing on the other side and go back down in the middle. Now it's time for the final stitch. Come up in the centre at the top and come back down on the other side of the centre just to hide the middle of the bow. Pull your wool through and there you have this dreamy bow. You can tease the wool using the needle to get it into the shape that you want, and this is going to be absolutely perfect for the spring. So now we've got our bow, we just need to tie it off on the back. I'm going to do 3 knots. 1, 2, 3. I keep the first one fairly loose because I don't want to distort the stitches on the front by pulling too tight. And then I simply weave in the ends under the stitches, being careful not to go through the jumper. Do the same thing on the other side, rethreading the needle and the wool. Poke the remaining tail under the stitches, not through the jumper, and then trim the ends, again not too short because you don't want your knot to become undone. That leaves it lovely and neat on the inside. Now the jumper is complete, it's time to wash off the stabiliser. Fill your sink with warm water and then place your jumper inside. You'll see the water-soluble stabiliser disappear in the warm water. To make sure it's fully disappeared and there's no residue left, pop it in the wash using a delicate fabric detergent, put it inside a delicates bag and inside the washing machine. I also add some fabric conditioner just to make sure the jumper comes out nice and soft. And then turn it to the baby setting and a 30-degree cycle. Lay flat to dry, and that's your jumper complete. You can choose where to place your hearts and bows. It's your jumper after all.